welcome to our exclusive broadcast on the 55th edition of International Film Festival of India, where we will get you a wrap of what happened on day 4, how the CMOT challenge really challenged all the participants, and who will be the ultimate winners, along with what is spanning around at INOX with different screenings straight from Goa to the global platform. Let's quickly begin. First, let's talk about the CMOT or Creative Minds of Tomorrow challenge that ended the 48-hour timeline, and the emotions were really high because the students were really happy to complete the 48-hour challenge on time. We had a conversation with all the participants on how they saw the challenge, what are the opportunities they are getting from this space, and a lot more. Let's take a listen. Day 4 of the 55th edition of International Film Festival of India witnessed the culmination of Film Bazaar's 48 Hours Creative Minds of Tomorrow challenge. The 100 shortlisted participants worked day and night to complete their film in time and worked for it till the last moment. As the clock ticked, the participants took a deep breath and cheered for each other. Speaking on it, Team Purple expressed their delight and said that this has been a great opportunity for them.
I really want to thanks to Ministry of Information and Broadcasting and National Film Development Corporation that you give us such a wonderful platform. It's a great opportunity for young artists like us to get such an opportunity here in international level, and it's the most authentic platform. Thank you so much, and thank you Didi for covering us.
Among 1.4 billion people, we are representing our country in a platform that is being covered by the entire global media. So in short, we are at the forefront. We are the center of attention. We are representing a nation of different cultures, of different states, of every color. These all 100 are precious colors.
I get to see every little thing being done. I could see the camera rolling, I could see the sound guys working. I had a hands-on experience of everything. Now I can say that I actually am part of the whole filmmaking process.
Trying to how to manage people, how to make sure everybody feels included, even people who are not, contributing directly or are not HODs, but they still should feel included and they should still feel part of the project. They should still be up for anything.
Actually, the good part about our team dynamics was there was no gender involved. Like, we were all equal, and that is what I think is inclusivity. It doesn't matter which gender you belong to, you all come together and contribute to your fields and whatever.
Creative Minds of Tomorrow aims at identifying the young Indian cinematic talents and offer an international platform to showcase emerging creative voices. Speaking on the importance of this event, Neerja Sekhar, who is the Special Secretary of Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, said that this platform provides an opportunity to young creative minds and connect them to global cinema.
Initially, when the talent scouting was started, when our Honorable Minister Mr. Anurag Thakur used to be there at his time, it was conceptualized in his time. We were looking for 75 talents because it was 75 years of India's independence, but gradually it has moved on to 100 talents, and also from a few to 10 film crafts and now 13 film crafts. So it's not only the expansion in the number of talent that we are scouting, but also the number of film crafts that we are looking at, whether it is costume designing or makeup or editing, cinematography, direction, acting, everything put together. So the film industry, the content creation industry, as it is expanding into a variety of fields and various segments. So we are very happy the way it is expanding, and we are able to select these talents and present them to the Indian and the global industry.
Creative Minds of Tomorrow began with 75 minds celebrating India's Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, and now it has expanded to 100 creative minds, widening the horizons of young talent pool from across the country. Deepika Mehto's report for DD India. Hello and welcome to this exclusive segment here in this special edition of 55th edition of International Film Festival of India. You're watching DD India and we have with us the greatest director of Hollywood, Mr. Chuck Russell. Mr. Russell, thank you so much for joining us, talking exclusively to DD India. Thank you so much. Sir, our viewers would like to know first more about The Mask, because all of us know already that Jim Carrey rose to fame to international cinema through your movie.
I always love talking about The Mask. My goal in The Mask was to do something universal, and it still is in my films, to do films that have a global appeal. And the fact that it was a hit in India was a big honor, but not a surprise, because the joy in dance and comedy and action in Bollywood films, even going back to when I was a kid, and it had an effect on me. It probably gave me the courage to do the wild dancing in The Mask, where Jim does Cupid Pete and gets the police officers under his magic spell. It's a little bit like the boldness in a traditional Bollywood movie, where we're dancing for no reason but the joy of dancing.
But you know, getting such sort of artwork, such sort of direction back in the 1990s, and now fast forwarding it to the year 2024, you are making your comeback with your new movie. What is the change, the wave of change that you see in cinema, especially when we talk about the direction of a particular content?
Well, we have greater flexibility. There are more stories, and there's more content now with streaming and all the incredible opportunities. We're getting new stars, which is one of my favorite things as a director, to introduce new stars and surprise the audience and surprise myself with a great new chemistry on camera. And I've also noticed in India that the action and the VFX and the passionate performances have come together in a bigger, better way. And I want to shoot here again. I want to incorporate East and West, and India and the West, in something new I'm working on as well.
For all the viewers, Sir has already worked in India, and especially with Vidyut Jamwal. How was your experience working in India with the Indian actors here and catering to the Indian audience specifically?
This was a challenge and a joy. I took it in part because it was about saving elephants, about kind of revealing more about poaching the ivory. And to work with Vidyut and an Indian cast was a thrill and a great challenge as a Westerner to direct in the Hindi language. And we had a process that was really fun. Where we translated the script to English for me originally. I did a little polish. We translated back. I rehearsed in English with my cast, and then we shot in Hindi. And it worked. It was great. It was great fun. And I realized what I assumed from the culture, from the Hindi films, was true. This is a very passionate culture. The artists are amazing to work with. The amazing history and culture of India is a little underserved in that, as a Westerner, we don't have these incredible, it's almost futuristic mythologies. The Ramayana is almost science fiction. When I read the Ramayana, I was blown away. This is every hero's story, and it feels almost future forward to me as well. So that's something I hope to explore in a new film coming up, I hope.
And when we talk about, because The Mask is known to the viewers as one of the greatest super hits, which is still loved a lot. The young generation, they keep watching it again and again when we talk about The Mask. And The Mask, we still remember then when we used to go to the restaurants, we used to go get those small, little things as the takeaways, and we were really fond of it. When we talk about your direction, fast forwarding to the current time, what are the challenges that you saw, because that's a complete transformation from Hollywood to Bollywood. What were the challenges that you saw in India while shooting at that time?
I think the Indians' audiences are used to greater passion, or almost a higher pitched drama. So I felt free to push a little harder, and my producers encouraged it. And I think that's actually still common in Indian cinema. And one of the reasons we love it is that the filmmakers and the actors are putting their whole heart into the dramatic elements, the comedy elements, and now the skills in action and VFX are right up there with everything in world cinema. I want to say one more thing about The Mask, if I may. Just that it was my goal to make it global and make it universal. And part of what you're seeing is my interest in the silent films, and Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton, and Jim Carrey pops up on the scene in a television show. And that is the magic of film, is the synchronicity of creating a great story and seeing the opportunity to cast well into it. So look, I find India very inspiring, the Indian artists, the actors, the musicians, the dancers, and I hope it's something I incorporate in the future as well. It's one of the reasons I'm here.
So it is said that cinema is always subject to trends because there's a trend of technology which is coming in. There's some other trend on which we really work upon harder when we try to make our films a really great hit. What is that trend that you currently see that can really, transform the Indian cinema specifically?
I wouldn't suggest a transformation for the Indian cinema. I'm a fan. For me, the transformation is this: that I intend to bring Western cast members and Indian cast members into an adventure. I think we're not politicians. The world's complicated. On the other hand, when we do stories about the brotherhood of the human condition, the sisterhood of different cultures working together in an entertaining adventure story, I think that's a positive ripple in the pond to show great role models in global cinema with East and West. That's something I just get I feel a satisfaction in presenting stories of those types that break the traditions of casting.
So what is that one thing about Hollywood and Bollywood that you would like to, change or maybe modify in the current times, considering the advent of technology, considering the changing pattern of trends that we witness in both the cinemas, Hollywood, Bollywood and the global cinema?
I think we're breaking down the walls between Hollywood and Bollywood and global cinema, and I think it's appropriate because I think more filmmakers should get opportunities. I think we don't have to fit into a particular corporate structure to entertain. And now that the technology and the equipment is getting easier to use, all we need is the distribution to change, which it is. Now we have streaming, we call it Web 3, we have amazing ways of showing films on the internet. So more content, more diverse content, and more original content. So we don't have to use the traditional stars that many filmmakers don't have access to. But making stars is the biggest thrill a director can have. And coming from theater, I just see some of the theater techniques, are missing and should be brought back into cinema as people take a more sketchy pop approach to appearing in front of camera. I think they need the structure that comes from theater, something I encourage in my actors.
Your new film is under process. Would you like to tell the viewers more about it?
Well, I've returned to horror. Yeah. I started my career with 2 horror films that were very, very successful in the States and I guess globally. And I stopped because, frankly, I thought I'd be doing horror forever if I didn't take other opportunities. And it scares me. I'm a bit of if there's such a thing as a method actor, I'm a method director, and that I put myself through it with the cast. And trying to get authentic fear is ultimately exhausting. It takes 1.5 years to make a film, for me anyway. And it's a lot to go through. Now I've ended up wanting to do some of the last things I haven't said in horror. So maybe it's the 3rd in my trilogy of horror films, where I reinvent some classic horror. I'm reimagining the first Ouija board movie in Witchboard, my new film, and using great new talent. Again, Jamie Campbell Bower, who's become a great new star out of Stranger Things. And Madison Eisman, who is known from Jumanji and Annabelle, and a great young cast, new VFX techniques, leaning on practical effects because they're the most frightening thing still. CGI is great, but it's not quite as scary, and the cast is not scared. In CGI, the cast is looking at a green screen, and I'm off camera on a ladder yelling at them, But in practical effects, the actor knows it's safe because I've tested it, but they know the wall's going to explode. So when they're walking down the hall, I think the audience can feel the real fear. It's one of the reasons a lot of horror fans prefer practical effects because it really does create a more memorable scare.
Now let's talk about IFFI also. What is that one thing that really brings you here in India, and specifically when we talk about the importance of International Film Festival of India?
You have to understand, for a Westerner, India is still an exotic, magical place. And it's not just a thought, it's a real thing because of the tradition and the arts here and the deep history. Just almost as a tourist, to look at things that are thousands of years old. In America, you see something hundreds of years old and you're impressed. Here we're like, what were human beings like? And you begin to see from the Sanskrit and the carvings in the wall, they were just like us, and their demons and their angels and their heroes and their gods from the Indian culture are very colorful. And I hope to incorporate some element of that in my future work. I could be more specific, but I don't want to give away news stories. Witchboard draws on Wicca, on real Wicca, on what that tradition is. And honestly, the witch is a bit of a hero, and why witches were being burned in the 1700s. Maybe the Indian influence will help me capture that in something very imaginative with a multinational cast that I could shoot here in India.
When we talk about, because yes, Mr. Russell has shared a very important message also, that use AI to enhance your creativity, not let AI rule your creativity. Now because we are talking about technology, OTT has come into place, and now we have India's own OTT platform that the government of India has also launched. It is called Waves. Yes, where people can share the content. It will be live streamed, so all the channels of Doordarshan, the public service broadcaster, will be live streamed on that. Apart from that, films will be live streamed on that in different languages, in around 10 languages, and that would be accessible to every nook and corner of the country as an OTT platform, over the top platform. How do you see that?
It sounds wonderful. I mean, I'm really just hearing about it, but of course, I've been through my career, I've been through fear of Netflix the studios had, and the joy of Netflix we filmmakers have, where there's more content and greater possibilities, reaching a larger audience. Even I had conversations with my own producers regarding Jungly as we were developing the story. The Indian audiences now are raised on Netflix too, so they become very sophisticated all over India. So this becomes more and more of a global rising up of I would think, demanding better entertainment, more authentic entertainment, and more creative new entertainment. So isn't it just more content brings more opportunities? So for new actors, new filmmakers, new ways of telling story, and just the entertainment of the public, I think it's a fantastic thing. Is there a downside?
Not at all.
I don't think so. For me, you're asking me as if I should criticize it. No, I think it's wonderful, and I'm thrilled for it.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Russell, for giving your valuable time to us and talking exclusively to DD India and enlightening our viewers, bringing your experience to the audiences watching you nationally and globally.
And check out Witchboard coming next year, late summer, and we'll have it worldwide.
All right.
Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So there you heard Mr. Chuck Russell talking about his new film, how OTT's arrival can be a game changer, how technology plays an important part, but overall human creativity is the ultimate source of success. With camera person Alok, this is Deepika reporting for DD India from Goa. Interestingly, the platform of International Film Festival of India is more about books as well, more about education as well, apart from cinema. And a stall which is the NCERT stall has also been put up in IFFI at this particular edition. We have with us the professors and assistant professors who've come here all the way from Delhi to put up this stall. So a very warm welcome to both of you. First of all, we would like to know what was your idea behind it when you were given the opportunity to put the stall in IFFI this time?
Basically, our idea is to showcase our production. Especially, we are working for school education. We are managing 200 school education channel, which everybody is not aware. Awareness is the first motto of our establishing this stall in IFFI. And you might be aware that we have one class, one channel under the Ministry of Education. We are running separate channel for separate class 24 hours without any cost through Dish TV and DTH. Other than books, we are working many other things, like we are organizing, we are conducting online courses for students, and anybody who is not even going to school can join our online courses. We are providing training to teachers, to the students and teacher educators also. We have developed primers in 52 languages which are displayed here. Many other ICT initiatives are displayed here, and we are running so many, managing so many websites for school education, and more than 15 mobile apps through which people can access to our initiatives.
That's a great thing, but why only IFFI? Why do you think that IFFI becomes an important platform for sending your message across to the people and especially the students?
So I think the audience have all the impression that IFFI belongs to the film and the movies only. But we came here to showcase our initiatives also, and we have many digital initiatives which are available on TV. So as sir has just told that NCERT is holding 12 channels, and we are also having 200 channels which are divided in multiple states. All the 36 states are having 5 to 6 channels. We are the owner of that 200 channels. So the purpose of ours is that to promote and to show the audience that we are working not only in the textbook area, we are working in many digital initiatives also.
Digital media is a key focus, and the message is being sent across through different mediums, through different platforms. Here on the LED screens you can see multiple small screens which have been embedded here, where teachers are training the students in different digital media platforms. Now let's talk about it and understand more on how digital media is being used. We have the professor with us. Please tell us more about how digital media is being used by the NCERT to provide information to the students here from the ramparts of IFFI.
Okay, so first of all I will let you know that as per the recommendation of NEP 2020, the core objective is to integrate technology with the education, and this Diksha is one of the platform where one nation and one digital platform is there, where all the educational content is available. And one more thing, like all the boards, different boards are there, like CBSE board, NCERT board, all the e-resources, all the content plus audio, video, animation, plus all the content is available at one place. And second thing, there are plenty of verticals are there, like virtual labs, e-Pathshala, in which everything is available in one place for teachers, for students, as well as other resource persons. So this is a very good initiative of this government of India as per recommended by NEP. Okay, so it's all the purpose of bilingualism, like all the students who are at the remote areas, those who cannot avail the education system, they can come to this digital platform where they can avail all these things.
So here at IFFI, we are promoting this All India Children's Educational E-Content Competition that we organize at CIT NCERT. It's sort of similar to what IFFI does, but given the demand for variety of e-content that people are producing, we cater to audio, video and new media as well. New media includes all the games and educational apps that people are creating, so we are inviting those entries for this competition. The great thing is that it is live right now, and we are accepting entries till 31st of December 2024. So we would be really happy if our participants send their entries for this competition. There is, if the content is selected, the best prize can, best e-content can get a 40,000 rupees prize, and jury appreciation is 5,000 rupees cash prize. With trophies and certificates are also given as prize, and individual excellence is also acknowledged. So people can get prize for being best editor, best director, best producer, and there are a variety of prizes that we give under individual excellence.
And with this, it's a wrap here on this exclusive broadcast of International Film Festival of India, a wrap of day 4. We'll be back tomorrow with more news, views, updates and exclusive conversations straight from IFFI in Goa. Thank you so much for watching us. Namaskar.